back, or welcome for the first time if you're new. This is Cindy with Moonfire Studios, and I'm going to be using my Box of Sunshine #1 from Drop of Sunshine. I will link where to get it down in the description box below, because she does have a Christmas box out, Box of Sunshine 2 already. So just a little tidbit of what you get in here. There's a big stack of papers. You can see some of the designs here. There's full sheets. There's elements with sentiments to cut. And there's some frame things and all kinds of goodies in there. These are A4 size papers, just so you know. And then there are A5 size elements. I've already cut some out for what I'm going to do. There's sentiments and frames and hearts and all kinds of cool goodies for you to be able to make really neat creations with. There's handmade flowers that Marta has done by hand herself. She has a behind the scenes creating video of the flowers that she's done. And we've already used part of our box for our box reveal, which, if you haven't seen it, I craft with our little moon spark daughter, and she decided to create a box with our Box of Sunshine. But I am going to be doing, and this will end up being on a playlist. It'll be a little series, because I'm going to be doing a book with some elements and things. This is an extra large format piece of handmade paper. You can see all the beautiful fibers and things in it. Let me move my lamp. Maybe that will help with the colors. It's beautiful blues and purples, and all kinds of textures and threading throughout. So that's going to be my base wraparound cover for the book. And I did get that at Marco's Paper, which I will link below. And those are only in the store. They are not online. But if you call the store and you want to order some, they will do shipping on them. They will be in a tube mailer. I forget how much shipping is, but you'll have to call and ask them about that. Anyway, for the Box of Sunshine, I have, these are the few elements that I've cut for them. And if you hear shrieking in the background, it's just my water softener cleaning itself, so I'm sorry. I always forget about it, but I can't change it. I don't know how. And then these are a few of these I actually cut out on the title page for the A5 mini elements. And this I cut out. This is actually a big sheet. I don't know which way it went. Anyway, like this. And instead of cutting down both sides, I cut down the middle and ended up chopping the others. But if you keep them together, they make a really nice bookmark or a divider or belly band or anything like that. But I really wanted to cut mine out this way, so I did that. And this was an entire sheet that goes like this. And I really loved the colors, and I thought they went really well with the other paper that I had. So I chopped it in half, and then flip this one around, and this is going to be on the front, and then this is going to be on the back. And then I have a few other elements that I'm going to put on the front cover. I've got some beautiful blue satin ribbon. I've got this, I love this pearl trim. It's on like a plastic wire. And then I have this little sisal, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's really fun to play with. And then I have a piece of eyelet trim that I thought was really, really, really pretty. Thank you, Marta. So that is going to go on the ends of the paper that's going to wrap around on the front and the back. And I just have a plain old regular book that I got from Nothing Important. I don't know what it's about even. I just took it to the used bookstore. Actually, I took it to my Goodwill, and I found a cover that wasn't too much bigger or too much smaller than it. And also, I flipped it open because I'm going to be kind of altering and gutting most of this, but I did want a few of the pages together, and I wanted to make sure that the writing wasn't going to be too tall for the page. And also I liked the color, so I don't have to actually put anything behind this or trim anything off really. So I will do some inking on the edges, and for that I don't know which one I'll be using yet, but it'll be a Spectrum Noir, either the Quick Dry in Pale Fig, because I don't have Pale Fig in the Water Reactive, but I have Crushed Velvet and Plum Pudding and Damson Wine, but they're really a lot darker, and I kind of want to keep it in the light color family, so this one may work, or I might choose this one for a little bit of depth. I'm not sure which yet, so those will sit off to the side for now. And I will put these off to the side. Don't lose my little hearts. And I fussy cut out some of the leaves, which if you watch the unboxing video with daughter, she hates fussy cutting, so it was really funny. Everything she wanted cut she gave to me. So I'll save that book jacket because you can use the inside of it as pockets or flip outs or anything really. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep where it's connected and the first 3 pages, and then in the back I will keep where it's connected and the last 3 pages. 1, 2, ooh, which happen to be blank. That's neat. Anyway, but these will be stuck together. And then I could take out the entire thing, just cut down the edges, because it's not glued up against the spine here. But I want to keep the headliner, or headband, sorry, and I don't want to have to worry about sticking it back into the book, just because I don't feel like doing that today. So what I'm going to do is probably every me how much space I want in between. If I wanted to, I could take the page number and divide it by how many pages I'm going to subtract from that number, and I can actually get an exact count that I want. But I think I'm just going to guesstimate it. It's an even number, so I think I'm going to do an even number of tear outs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I will do 8. You tear out 8 and you leave 2. Because what these 2 will do, and I'll show you right now. I'm just going to rip these out. Or maybe I should do it the smart way and cut them out. Either way. But if you cut, sometimes I cut too deep. So I'll just kind of score the top. And then rip all of those out. And you can clean this up if you want to. And just pull those little bits out. Take your craft knife very carefully. Cut, because if you go too deep, then you take the page out that you actually wanted to keep. And we don't want to do that. I mean, it wouldn't actually, hurt anything unless you want it to be perfectly even throughout. But now we have this ruffly bits. So what you're going to do is, the reason we keep the next 2 is so that these first 2 on either side of the pages you just tore out get glued together completely, like that. And then you'll have these pages tore out. We'll just pretend they're tore out. And then these 2 will be glued together completely. That's why you always leave 2 pages in between your tear outs, because those end up being the front and the back of what you leave in. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. So we tore out 8. We leave 2. And don't throw out the pages that you tear out, because you can use those for ephemera in other books that if you make or give them away or sell them or what have you. So there's 1, 2, or you can use them to make an all new book. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. Very little to no pressure at all, because I just want to score the first couple pages to help get the tear started. And rip this out. Okay. And save the next 2. Okay. So we have the ones holding our end papers, holding the book together. We have tear out pages. So we take the ones on either side of the tear outs and glue them together. The other one that you saved, you have tear out pages. Then you take the 2, one from the before and one from the after, and glue them together. You're going to do that throughout the whole book. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I will come back. Okay, so I have all of the pages torn out. This lovely big stack of stuff. So we will use that for pockets in here or other book things, ephemera to stick in. Just to show you, I did a boo-boo myself. I thought I had 2 pages in between here, but I only had 1. So to remedy that, you could have either put all 3 pages together, but what I just did was I just tore out the extra middle piece, so it just goes the same as the others. And at the end, I ended up with only needing to rip out 6 pages, which is fine. So, what I'm going to do, you can use red liner tape, which is this stuff. I only have the thin 1/8 of an inch right now though, so I'm not sure if I want to use that for this or not. You can use the Score It double-sided tape, which again I only have the skinny one right now. So what I'm going to do is use Fabri-Tac because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room and it won't buckle the paper, and I can smear it all over, and if it oozes out I just rub it and it rubs off. So you can't really do that with the tacky glue. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I want these 2 to stick together. Actually, I want these 3 to stick together. You can get away with just doing the end paper and 1 of the title pages, but I like them to be a little thicker for the ends, which is why I do 3. So I glue these 3 together, and then you have this one is ready for the next one. And I should have done the same thing in the back. Let's double check. That one. Yep, 1, 2, and then this is for the beginning of that. So, yep. So, make sure my glue is not clogged up. Okay. I'm just going around the edges. And a nice little line. Another reason I don't like to put a whole lot of the double-sided tapes is because when you stick your pages together, you end up, you can feel the lines in between the pages. Whereas with the glue, you just kind of spread it around and it smooshes, and you don't get really any of the bumpies or the lines that you can feel. And my glue's a little cold, so you want to just kind of rub it together, warm it up. And then it gets nice and sticky. I'm going to try to keep it a little straight so you don't get that type of effect. Here. So how is everyone? Yesterday it got nice and warm, unfortunately, so all the stink bugs decided to come out. I really don't like Ohio bugs. Do you guys get oogie bugs? Well, I mean, there's bugs everywhere, but we seem to have a lot that other places are like, no, we don't get those. I'm like, where is that? Because I want to move there. Okay. My daughter loves bugs. When she was a toddler and we were out in the garden, she would bring me every bug she could find. I had caterpillars to identify. I had moths to identify. She loved to bring me roly-polies and slugs. And, what are those funny little round ones that I forgot now what they are when they're under the grass? When we would move a piece of grass to make a new spot for something, there would be like one there. I can't remember now what they're called. Anyway, she would bring me all kinds of gooey, sticky things. So there's that that is our new end paper first page. Now we do the one before the tear out and the one after the tear out. And see, I didn't tear any out with these two. One before the tear out, one after the tear out. This page is clean, still intact. Okay, so we're going to glue. There's the tear out. Glue that, glue the edge. And around. And I like to put a decent amount in. You know, not too much, not too little. So there's that. My husband is looking for a new job, possibly. He doesn't know yet. The bosses where he was are not being nice to him. So luckily I have a nice boss, but I only go to the craft store to work once a week now. So hopefully I can be able to bring you guys some more videos that you like. And I'm looking to getting my Patreon started up and running on December 1st of this year, so I hope that goes well. I've been wanting to do Patreon type stuff for a long time, and I thought, you know, if I don't do it, I'll never get it done. So okay, so we have the front end paper and the first page, and then the second page. Now we have the one before the tear outs and the one after the tear outs, and the nice clean knot tore out there. So we're going to go through and where every tear out was, glue the first, the one before and the one after together. just makes the pages and just try to line them up as most you can, as best you can. If it's not perfect, that's okay. It's why it's called an altered book or a junk journal. Flatten it. If you want, you can try to put it on the end of your desk and flatten it out that way. Kind of helps to keep the pages lined up a little more. If you're having difficulties with that, you can do that. And then we will continue on with the rest of the book, gluing the 2 pages before and after where you tore out. So I will finish gluing the rest of these and then I will be back. Okay, now that I've finished gluing all the pages together, sometimes you'll see it's kind of going off to one side from where I smushed them together. To fix that, you just kind of go in between and just straighten it out. You can use your fingers, or you can use like a bone folder and just kind of put that in there like that. Ironically, I was reading part of the book that I was taking apart and gluing together differently. It's a tennis book, and ironically, my daughter she found a tennis racket that she wanted to try to see if she liked tennis today. So she got her first tennis racket when I picked up a tennis book to alter. So I thought it was funny. I don't know if you think it's funny, but I did. So you just kind of, I'm just bending my pages back and forth till they get a little straighter. And it's okay if you leave stuff in there unless you don't like it. If you don't like it, then go back in and very carefully rip it out. There. And I think we'll leave it for that because I don't want to make these videos too long, because I've had other people where they like the long videos and they want to see stuff, and other people are, it's a little too long, so I will do shorter segments. So hopefully that works out. Like I said, I'm really wanting to work on and do a Patreon, which I've been wanting to do a Patreon before I started my YouTube channel, which is, I guess, backwards than other people. I don't really know. But that will be, for the most part, not fast forwarded, not chopped up, so that you can see the entirety of what goes on and exactly how long stuff takes. And if you've seen it before and you know how to do it and get the gist of it, then you can fast forward, which we all know we do anyway. So I will see you in the next segment of this, and I hope everyone has a wonderful, happy day, and I will see you next time. Bye!